Imagine discovering a business strategy so simple that most people completely overlook it. Yet, when used correctly, it can turn an ordinary product into a multi-million-dollar business. And here's the surprising part. The trick isn't about inventing something revolutionary. It isn't about having the biggest office, the most employees, or even the best product. It's about understanding what people are actually willing to pay for. Because some of the most successful businesses in America, Britain, and Australia didn't become massive by selling something completely new. They became massive by selling something familiar in a smarter way. And once you understand this strategy, you start seeing it everywhere. Think about everyday products: coffee, shoes, software, food delivery, streaming services. Thousands of companies are competing in the same markets. So how does one company convince millions of people to choose them? The answer is a powerful business concept called perceived value. Here's how it works. Imagine two companies selling almost identical products. One says, "Here's our product. It costs $20." The other says, "Designed for professionals, trusted by thousands, built to save you time. Here's why it's different." Suddenly, the second product feels more valuable, even if the physical difference is surprisingly small. That's the trick. People don't simply buy products. They buy the value they believe those products represent. And businesses that understand this can dramatically increase what customers are willing to pay. But there's another layer to the strategy. The smartest companies don't just sell a product once. They build a system around it. Take a basic subscription business. Instead of convincing a customer to spend $100 one time, a company might offer a service for $15 a month. The customer thinks, "It's only $15." But multiply that by thousands or millions of customers. Suddenly, the business has something far more powerful than a single sale. It has recurring revenue. And recurring revenue changes everything. A customer paying $15 every month isn't just a $15 customer. Over 3 years, that customer could be worth hundreds of dollars. Now imagine doing that with 100,000 customers. This is where a simple business model can become a financial machine. But here's the part many entrepreneurs miss. You don't necessarily need millions of customers. You need the right combination of value, trust, pricing, and repeat business. A business selling a $10 product to 1 million people has a completely different model from a business selling a $1,000 service to 10,000 customers. Both can generate enormous revenue. The real question isn't, how do I sell more? It's, how do I make each customer more valuable while giving them a reason to stay? That's the thinking behind some of the world's most successful businesses. And there's one final psychological trick that makes this even more powerful. People compare. If a company offers 3 pricing options, basic, premium, and elite, the middle option often becomes the most attractive. Why? Because customers don't always know what something should cost. They compare it against something else. A $100 product can suddenly feel affordable when it's placed next to a $300 alternative. This is called price anchoring. And once you recognize it, you'll notice it in everything from software subscriptions to restaurants, hotels, cars, and luxury products. So what was the business trick that made millions? It wasn't simply selling more products. It was understanding human behavior. Find a problem, Create a solution people value. Present that value correctly. Build trust. Make the purchase easy. And, whenever possible, turn a one-time customer into a long-term customer. Because the biggest business opportunities aren't always hiding inside revolutionary inventions. Sometimes, they're hiding inside things people already buy every single day. And the entrepreneurs who understand why people buy can turn an ordinary idea into an extraordinary business. That's the real trick. Not selling harder. Selling smarter.